Welcome to Extension Connection on Super Talk 1270. Thoughtful information and discussion with experts from both Burley and Morton County Extension Service offices. Extension Connection provides advice on family nutrition, issues in agriculture, lawn and garden, community leadership, flood recovery, homeowner concerns, and so much more. Live from the Super Talk 1270 News Studio, this is Extension Connection.
Good morning and welcome to the Extension Connection. We have the Morton County staff here today, and we are taping this program for Wednesday, July 31st, as guess where we will be? We'll be at the Morton County Fair already starting on Wednesday, setting up the 4-H area for the static exhibits, which starts on Thursday, August 1st. So we're taping the program taping our program, and so we will not be taking any in-line calls today. And we have the Morton County staff, as I said. This is Jackie Buckley, and we have Carla Mickle, Ashley Stegman, and Vanessa Hoynes to visit with you today. And I think a lot of our program is going to have to do with the Morton County Fair, and we have some other things to talk about as well. And Carla, do you have some things?
I just recapping a little bit at the State Fair last week. We had a lot of 4-H youth up there participating, and then, of course, the Morton County Fair.
Okay, and Ashley, how about you?
I will be talking about planting your vegetables for your fall harvest and some tomato blight that we've been seeing in the area, along with some other weeds that are in full-fledged this season.
And then how about you, Vanessa?
I have some upcoming programs that will be happening in August that I thought I would visit a little bit about. And, of course, we'll talk about the Morton County Fair.
Okay, and I'll visit with you about the May Calving Bowl turnout. And that date is actually tomorrow, August 1st, if you want to start calving on May 1. And then also the NDSU Horticulture Research Field Day is set for August 7th. And so that's about a week away. And then, of course, I have fair tidbits to talk about as well. And so, Ashley, would you like to start today?
Sure. Thank you, Jackie. First thing that I'm going to be talking about is planting for your fall harvest. A lot of people, they get that spring planting or in our case, kind of early summer planting in their garden, and they think they're done. But cool weather of fall is a great time to grow some additional vegetables, some beets, spinach, and Swiss chard. They do well in that cool weather. And don't forget about your herbs. Some basil and cilantro does really well in the fall, and you can even dry them and carry it over into the winter. Most people, and I know myself included, don't enjoy turnips so much. And actually, one of the reasons that so many people may dislike turnips is because when they're grown, they're actually grown in the wrong time of the year. A lot of times we plant them in the summer or in the spring/summer, and they grow, and they actually can give off almost a bitter taste. And so if you plant them around this time, the cool nights of autumn can increase that sweetness of the vegetable that can make it more appealing to people. Also, if you want to sow your radishes, you sow them in August, and they will develop bulbs during the cool nights of September. And there's quite a big difference between radishes grown later in the summer into fall versus the early part of the summer and spring. To plant a fall garden, begin by removing any debris from vegetables that have stopped producing. So you want to make sure that you're pulling out all your plants from the earlier part of the growing season. And then you may want to replenish your soil by either laying a light layer of compost or some peat moss, or even a light application of fertilizer to help restore that soil's fertility, so you can get some great fall harvest. You want to make sure that you are sowing your seeds while the soil is moist. Use early maturing cultivars that will ripen before the first hand frost. So the first frost is typically around September 25th to October 5th. So this next month going into August would be a great time to get some of those vegetables in to harvest in the fall. The soil is warm during this time of the year, even though we've had a few colder evenings. I heard last night we got down to around 45, so kind of chilly. I know I was a little chilly last night, but it's nice to have some of those cooler temps versus those hot days, and especially with our county fair coming up, that'll be a welcome delight for us. And then moving into some tomato blight we've been seeing. I actually had an individual that brought in some tomatoes from her garden last week, and the bottoms of the tomato plants were all wilted and brown, and they had these dark circular patterns on them, and that was tomato blight, and that's because it's a fungus that comes from the soil, and it starts on those lower leaves. Like I said, those brown spots or dark borders will grow to over a half an inch in diameter. So if you have leaves that have circular patterns on the lower stem, you may have some tomato blight going on. And most tomato plants, affected or not, can benefit from a light fertilization after their first fruit is set. So just because you have the tomato blight fungus that's in your garden doesn't mean it's a lost cause. Some management strategies for this disease is you want to make sure that you're removing the infected foliage. So if you have those leaves, that bottom part of the stem that is full of those dead brown leaves, you want to pull those off and make sure that you're removing them from your garden daily. Also, you can protect the healthy foliage by applying a fungicide. And another suggestion, and the individual that came in, she is actually an organic grower, and so copper sulfate is an organic option, and you want to make sure that your spraying can continue every 10 to 14 days if needed. So if you do see this fungus in your garden, it's important to pull off those infected leaves and then to monitor them closely for the next 10 to 14 days. You want to keep the foliage dry when watering to prevent splashing and spread of this fungal to other plants in your garden. It's important that you water before nightfall. That way your leaves don't stick with all that water on their leaves through the night. That's when that fungus can really act up. Another suggestion is to mulch your plants. Put a barrier between the vines and the infected soil. That can help protect some of your other plants in your garden. That was just something that has been found in the county, and people may not realize what is going on with that. A few other things that I am going to share with you. I've had a lot of county members come in that have leaves that have little bumps on, and those little bumps are actually called gulls. They develop like I said, the bumps, and they're usually on ash or hackberry or even some silver maple trees. And most of the time, the damage that is on the leaf is not permanent, and they will not do anything to harm your tree health, and pesticides are not needed. So they're just, they may not look appealing. Many people don't like seeing them, but they're not going to harm your tree. They're not going to affect the health. And one last thing that I actually saw on my neighbor's tree this morning, she has some lilac bushes. There was some powdery mildew on those. They're gray blotches that appear on the leaves. And this is because they're in shady spots and they have poor air circulation. So another thing with any leaves that are infected, you want to make sure that you rake them up and get them out of any new growth area. And with that, we will be taking a break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about more fair fun.
Welcome back to the Extension Connection. And we're back and with the Morton County staff once again.
We're kind of already at the fair.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're talking fair. We're talking state fair. We have some more results as that we talked about off air. And Vanessa, I think we can kind of remember who did what.
Yeah, I can kind of recap. Last Monday, we had an event called Project Expo where kids created a display about a project that they are enrolled in and take some time to really delve further into a topic related to that project. And so we had 2 individuals that received an award of excellence in program in Project Expo, and that was Annika Hendrickson and also
Allison
Smith.
Sorry.
And I can't even think about what projects they did, but they did a wonderful job. So if you see them, congratulate them. And then on last Tuesday, we also had the State Consumer Choices Contest, and representing Morton County, we had a junior team and also a senior team, and the junior team ended up placing second in the state, so that was an awesome end for that group of young people. Catherine Gettle received 3rd place individual, and Brandon Hoynes was 6th place. So they were very excited about their happenings. And then also on Monday we had the Fashion Review contest also. And Lauren Hinckley also received an award of excellence in Decorate Your Duds. And that's also a fun type of project where they get a chance to decorate some type of clothing that they may have purchased, or they could sew it also. But and she put some things together, spangly things on her shirt and her outfit that she put together for Decorate Your Duds.
Yep. We also had a lot of static exhibits, and really, the kids did wonderful. I don't think we brought back anything lower than a blue ribbon for Morton County, and a lot of grand champions, a lot of reserve champions, and even some of those really pretty honorable mention ribbons. So the honorable mentions are, of course, those projects that are considered for grand and reserve, but for some reason or another didn't quite get there. And so overall, a great job. And also, we had a lot of kids participate in the livestock, and I know Jackie was there for quite a bit of that, and I know AJ Hines did really well with his pig.
Mm-hmm.
And
yep, he was reserve champion breeding gilt
Okay.
in the 4-H show. I'm not sure how he did in the open class and the junior show, but I know he did well. And then he got a blue ribbon with his steer in 4-H. And then I'm not sure. I had to leave before showmanship was over, so to go back to the press room. And so I'm not sure how he did in showmanship, or even if he participated in showmanship.
I know that Freezes had some sheep up there, and
Yes.
they were showing, and they did very well.
Yes, they
Yep.
showed in FFA, I know,
Okay.
and did really well. And then Jonah also had Supreme Champion Ram in the open class. And so
Well, that's exciting for Morton County also.
Yes, in the open class events. So that was great too.
We had a new 4-H'er to Morton County, Mara Borneman, and she received, I believe, a reserve champion on her rabbit.
Yes, and she did really well in the open show
She did
as
good.
well. They were very tickled. They've got some honorable mentions in the open show as well. They were very surprised. I don't think they showed in all 6 of the open class shows because there was lots of things going on. But and then they did well in the swine show too.
did? Good.
Yes, they placed in the swine show as well. I mean, the big thing in the swine show there was 270 hogs there.
Wow.
And so if you get penned, which means that you get your pen, there's 6 pens, I believe, that they have in the show ring. And if you get in the top 6, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so
definitely.
they got penned with, I know, two of their pigs for sure.
Yeah.
I was sitting watching and entering the awards as they got entered. So
Yeah.
it was really good.
Good. And a neat story, too, that I heard about the Bornemans that I didn't realize is that they actually lost most of their hogs here earlier this spring in a fire out at their place. And so they had to do some replacement of pigs, and they had a lot of neighbors step up and help them out. And so it was a neat story to see that they still wanted to keep with pigs and show pigs, even though they had lost them. And it was a neat story, and they were pretty excited to be there. So
I had not heard that.
yeah.
Carla.
Yeah. So, but overall, a great fair for Morton County. It was fun. I know I was up there. All of us were up there at some point, and it's just really fun to watch the kids and we all learn something, I think, when we're there too. So it was
definitely
really good.
And see them shine.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's really fun.
Yep,
So.
and there was lots of exhibits, sheep and swine and beef and lots of rabbits, quite a few poultry. I watched the poultry show. I learned something new in the poultry show too. There was the judge was really good. He was great with the kids.
Good.
And he talked about, different colors of chickens and things like that. And so it was really a very interesting show. I'd never watched it before.
Yeah. I spent some time at the horse show on Tuesday morning when we were up, and Morgan Henke did really well. She got a reserve champion ribbon and a few blues, and kids really from Morton County in the horse show did really well too. So
We also had on Sunday during the state fair, there was the 4-H Film Festival that Carl and I had the opportunity to judge for, which was a lot of fun also, and something for folks to keep in mind for next year, because it's a fun day to just come and watch a lot of the things that the kids have put together. And then also the communication arts contest. I guess that's what we judged, not the film festival. We were judging videos and things, so I got them mixed up.
We were in the dark a lot.
Yes, we were, as usual.
Yes.
Yeah. But lots of great presentations that were given, and the communication arts consisted of kids who were chosen from their area in their districts in the state as winners, and then they were invited to come and do their presentation at the state fair. And so this was the first year for that. Some kind of bumps along the way. We'll probably have to do some changes for next year, but I think overall kids enjoyed the opportunity to be able to do their presentation, have a new audience to come see, and then kids had an opportunity to walk around and catch other kids doing categories that maybe they weren't as familiar with and doing their presentations.
And I do know that I talked to Linda after the film festival, and when she gets back, I think today, to her office, that the plan is to put those film festival videos on YouTube.
Good.
They'll be on the 4-H YouTube, so if you want to watch them secondhand, Linda Hauge, the 4-H specialist who is in charge of that program, we'll be posting those on YouTube. So
we have some budding directors here in North Dakota.
Yeah.
The communication arts makes me smile because we had that one gentleman that was talking about ice fishing and how he was talking about the cloudy ice, and it just made me smile because he would progress along how the ice, how thick it was, and he would continually talk about, but if you see cloudy ice, don't walk on it because it's not safe, and he was pretty dramatic. It's just so fun to watch those kids. It's a neat deal.
And you could tell he was definitely an ice fisherman.
Absolutely.
Very vested in the topic that he was sharing.
Yeah.
Yep, and so that's good to have the state fair wrapped up. Carla brought back all the exhibits of ours yesterday and Saturday, and we are waiting for the youth to come and pick those up at the extension office.
Yep, had some in this morning already.
Yes,
So.
And so if you're listening out there, 4-H members and parents, you sure can stop by and pick those up. If it's after probably Wednesday, you won't find us. They won't because we'll be in New Salem. But if you can pick them up today or tomorrow, that would be great. If you want to pick them up before the Morton County Fair, especially if you have exhibits that you will be exhibiting at the Morton County Fair, and then the ones that were at the state fair. So you'll want to pick those up as soon as possible in case you need to make any repairs,
Yep.
fix any paint. Anything else?
I only had one casualty. I was feeling pretty good. One piece of glass broke. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So we'll be going for a break here in just a couple seconds, and we'll be back with more information on the Morton County Fair and some upcoming classes that Vanessa is doing. the Extension Connection. We're on our third segment. And Vanessa, I'm going to kick it back to you, and you're going to talk about some classes and events that you are working with in the near future.
Yeah, I have coming up in August. Can't believe August is just around the corner. We have continuing with my Boomers and Beyond series. We're going to be talking about the digestive system. And, interestingly enough, digestive issues are among the most common problems in healthcare. And about 30 to 40% of adults say that they experience frequent indigestion, and more than 50 million office visits are made yearly just because of symptoms related to people's digestive system. So suffering from heartburn, diarrhea, constipation, and excess gas does not have to become the norm. In fact, these are signs that our digestive system is not functioning properly. And so by taking care of your digestive system, you can become a regular human being. And so those are the topics that we are going to be talking about in August. August 19th, which is a Tuesday, at 10 a.m., I'll be at Mandan Golden Age. And at 1 p.m., I will be at Edgewood that same day, August 19th. And then August 25th, which is a Monday, will be in the Commissioner's Room of the courthouse at 10:30. And then again at 1:30, and you're welcome to give our office a call and register yourself so that I have an idea about who's coming. And our number there is 667-3340. But we're going to be talking about all the different things we can do to keep our digestive system happy, and which in turn makes us happy too, because I think when we get off kilter, and I think going to fairs is probably one of those ways that that happens. We don't end up with, when we start eating a lot of fair food, you don't end up with a lot of things that are high in fiber. Those fresh fruits and vegetables and those kind of things are more difficult to find. Probably not at the Morton County Fair, though. We'll have really good, healthy stuff there.
Corn dogs.
There's corn in the name anyway. Yeah. So we'll be looking for those things. Another thing to keep in mind, too, is that, and I know we've talked about fruits and vegetables before and some of the health benefits related to fruits and vegetables, but one thing you might not be aware of is that when they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, that's probably just the opposite of what we should be doing. We should probably be making sure that we have a variety of different kinds of fruits and vegetables. And in fact, they divide those fruits and vegetables into different colors. And researchers have found that those colors actually relate back to some of the benefits that we receive from those fruits and vegetables. So if we look at the red category, for example, things like red peppers or cranberries or cherries, tomatoes, those are going to be foods that are going to help us maintain a healthy heart, also help with our memory function, again, which we probably need as we get into the fair, and also help to keep our urinary tract healthy. The blue and the purple color, blueberries and plums and blackberries, purple grapes, purple cabbage, those kinds of things, which we probably have heard before in the news, help with our memory. Especially blueberries have been linked to memory health, and then also just healthy aging in general. We can get a lot of benefits from those blue and purple fruits and vegetables. And then the yellow and orange, carrots, sweet potatoes, yellow peppers, pumpkins, those kinds of fruits and vegetables can help us maintain a healthy heart, help our immune system, and then also help us with that night vision that we've heard before. When your mom told you to eat carrots so you could see better, she wasn't pulling your leg. That was actually true, especially with your night vision. The green vegetables and fruits, spinach, broccoli, kiwi, green peppers, those help us to prevent eye issues such as macular degeneration and cataracts. And so, again, if you're trying to keep your eyes healthy, keep your eyes peeled for those green fruits and vegetables. And then last but not least, white. And sometimes the fruits and vegetables in the white category kind of get overlooked and we don't think about them. Bananas are in the white group. Apples are actually in the white group because it's the flesh, the color of the flesh that we're eating. Cauliflower, garlic are all part of that white group, and they help to work on our heart health and also help to reduce some risk of cancers. And so when you're looking at your fruits and vegetables and making choices, make sure you make those choices based on not only the taste but also the color. And I think those colors also help to make our plates look much more exciting, because we eat with our eyes first, and then we eat with our stomachs after that. And then one other program I have coming up is the babysitter training that I have coming up on August 18th. There's still room in that class if you'd like to register. Registration is $25, and it will be here in Mandan. And so if you're interested in signing up a young person, they need to be at least 11 years old. And you can sure call our office at 667-3340, and we'll get your young person signed up to start their own business,
Yes,
to be
and
a babysitter.
There's a charge for that one.
Yes,
right, Vanessa?
$25.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. And so I'd just like to remind our listeners that our phones will be answered probably minimally on Wednesday, because we will be all out at the fairgrounds, and also on Thursday and Friday as well. Our office will be staffed very, very minimally. So if you're looking for something, please make sure that you leave a voicemail, or if you'd like to email us, we'll have access. We all have email on our phones, so we'll have access to our email. Email will probably be the best way to get a hold of us in that way. We do have voicemail at the office, so like Vanessa said, call 667-3340, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can, or probably not till next week.
Yeah,
Yes.
after the fair.
After the fair, yes. I'd like to remind everybody that the NDSU Horticulture Research Field Day has been set for August 7th, and that's next week as well. And it's going to be held at the Dale E. Herman Research Arboretum, and that's an 80-acre farm that includes the Research Arboretum. That's 35 acres in size, and that's held is near Absaraka. And you can learn more about woody landscape plants, tree diseases, small fruit research. And this is going to be held at 5 o'clock p.m. on August 7th. And I believe that's a Thursday at the research farm near Absaraka. Refreshments will be provided. The tour will include NDSU tree and shrub selections, ongoing research, common and exotic species, and the dwarf conifer collection. And that dwarf conifer collection is really cool. I've been there, and it's really something that's really nice to see. There'll be research trials on Juneberries and grapes, and those will be featured. Information on hybrid poplar diseases and emerald ash borer will also be presented. It's the largest collection of woody plants in the Northern Plains, plus additional plot research area. This 35-acre Dale Herman Research Arboretum, and Dale was the tree breeder at North Dakota State for lots of years. And I wouldn't be surprised if Dale is there. He is retired, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dale is there. Todd West, he's the new Dale Herman. He's associate professor of woody plant selection, and he also available will be Harleen Hatterman Valenti, and she is a professor of high value crop research, and she's the one that works with the Juneberries and the grapes. That's her big focus. Jared Leboldis, he's the professor in tree pathology research, and so he's the disease guy. Alan Zook, associate professor in sports and urban turfgrass management, will do presentations on their research activities as well at this event. Joe Zalesnik, NDSU Extension Service Forester, and Aaron Bergdahl and North Dakota Forest Service health specialists will provide updates on issues relating to North Dakota's woody plants. If you would like more information, please feel free to call our office at 667 to get directions to the Absaraka area, or else the Dale Herman Research Arboretum. Please feel free to call our office, and we can get you those directions. Once again, that date is August 7th, 5 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon. We're going to go for a break, and we'll be back with more county fair tidbits after the break. the Extension Connection. We have the Morton County staff here today, and we're taping once again for this program for the Wednesday show because we will be busy with the Morton County Fair. That's starting Thursday, which is tomorrow, July 31st. And Carla, do you want to recap kind of what's going on tomorrow, Thursday, July 31st?
Sure. We start the morning at 8 o'clock in the morning with judges meeting, and at 8:30, the kids come in and they start their interview judging. And there are over 40 judges this year for the county fair. Quite a few different areas, of course. We have the livestock area for record books, and we have pets and computers and baking and cooking and sewing and
photography.
The list goes on and on and on. Arts, yes, drawing, painting. So they'll be doing that until approximately 12:30. And at 10:30 in the morning, the 4-H horse show will start. Public display of 4-H exhibits is at 2. So from 12:30 until about 2 o'clock is when the judges go in and they'll pick their Grand and Reserve ribbons. And then the public display, like I said, people can go in and check out the 4-H exhibits at 2. And then the rabbit and poultry registration, that is at 2 o'clock, and that is just to the west of the concession stand area. And then the 4-H and open rabbit and poultry show will start at 3. Also on Thursday, and we changed this up here last year, the open class static exhibits can be entered anywhere from 1:30 to 6:30 on Thursday, July 31st. And then the judging of the open class exhibits will start at 7:30. And then Jackie's busy that evening weighing 4-H livestock animals and getting ready for the big Friday events that are going on.
Yep. And Vanessa, do you have anything to add about the open class exhibits? You got all the judges, correct?
Yeah, I think just if you have things you want to enter, please bring them. Just makes the show that much more exciting. It's always fun to be able to come back and check and see what the judges thought about your creation or your handiwork or your cooking and baking and whatever it might be. So yeah, we have judges that are excited to come and look at your wares.
Okay, and just as a reminder that there is no charge to get on the fairgrounds on Thursday. We start charging for gate fee on Friday, August 1st. And so all the open class exhibitors, you can get in free to bring in your exhibits that afternoon, and 4-Hers as well. And so there's really no entertainment at all on Thursday, but on Friday we'll kick off with some entertainment as well. And Thursday night, if 4-H youth want to bring in their livestock, they sure can. There's campers galore out there already. One thing that's new at the fair this year is that we're working on getting some camper pedestals hooked up, and so we'll have camping at the fair once again. That's been growing in popularity, and so we're getting those hooked up. And so there'll be plenty of activity on the fairgrounds if you want to bring your livestock on Thursday evening. We'll start weighing livestock about 6:30 on Friday morning, August 1st. We'll be there to weigh in anything that needs to be weighed. That's all the market animals. That would be steers, market hogs, market lambs, market goats. We do not weigh any breeding heifers at all, or breeding swine, breeding sheep. Only thing that gets weighed is the market livestock. And so we'll be doing that early in the morning. We hope to get started with the hog show about 8:30 when it's still cool out. It sounds like the weather's going to get a little warmer as the week goes on. And so we'll try and get the hog show started about 8:30 on Friday morning. And then livestock will be the whole day pretty much, with the premium sale scheduled to start about 5 o'clock. It all depends on when we get done judging our livestock, but tentatively we hope to have it by 5 o'clock. I've talked to our auctioneer. He's ready to be on hand, and I've got my ringmen all lined up, so hopefully we'll be there. And Carla, you have the big band that's coming in on Friday night.
Yes, very exciting. 32 Below is going to be performing on Friday evening from 8:30 until 12:30, and we've been talking about them here the last couple years, but this year we're able to schedule them for the county fair, and that's part of, again, your registration, or excuse me, not registration, your gate admission for the day. So when you pay to get into the fair, you can take in the band, you can take in the rodeo, which starts at 6:30, and you can take in all the events for what you pay at the gate. And of course, if you join us then at 32 Below, you can stop and at the concession stand, grab a burger, or you can grab a beverage from outside. All kinds of different things going on that evening.
Okay. And there is concession stands on the grounds. There'll be 2 of them. Yep. And the 4-H council actually mans the 4-H concession stand, and so they are very busy, kids, parents alike, working in the 4-H concession stand, and the kids just love to do that. The parents don't like it so much, but the kids love it.
The kids love it. Yeah. So, and that day too, we do start rodeo slack at 12:30.
Yes.
That day.
Yes.
And so that we've done that in the past after, of course, the Friday night rodeo performance. But last year moved it up to Friday afternoon, and it really does get pretty busy on the fairgrounds that day. So it's a lot of fun, but there's a lot going on, and of course the commercial booths, the 4-H and FFA, and the open class exhibits will open at 10 o'clock. And then Foxy has Miss Bo's Messy Mania coming at 11. So
yes, and our booths will be open on Friday, and so hopefully we'll have people looking at them as well. And on Saturday is our open class day. Our open class junior shows will be held on Saturday, starting about 8:30 with swine, sheep, horse, and horse judging with goats to follow. And then beef and dairy judging to start about 9 a.m. And then barrel racing starting about 11, I believe. If you have more information, the Crossroad Barrel Racing Association.com will take care of that. Or you can go online and look the Morton County Fair Association. The Morton County Fair paper is online on the Morton County website. And then I will also post it. I haven't posted it on the Facebook page yet, but I need to do that.
I tried last week. I didn't have much luck, so I was waiting for you to come back.
Okay.
But it does sound, too, with the barrel racing. I know that they were talking at our last Fair Board meeting, and it sounds like we'll have quite a few extra barrel racers compared to years past, so that could be very interesting morning.
Yep, and then there'll be entertainment in the entertainment building all day. Miss Bo's Messy Mania will be there, face painting, tattoos, rock princesses, the beer garden, the magic of Keith Raymond. Carla, you probably know a little bit more about him than I do.
Yeah, he's very entertaining. He's got a lot of magic tricks up his sleeve, so to speak. He made somebody's wedding ring disappear. We were at a fair convention. Of course, it came back. But he's very creative gentleman, super friendly, and he has a good time with the crowd. So he's definitely someone you should take in.
And one thing that the kids really enjoyed last year was Games Galore. We had them there on Saturday from 1 to 5 in the afternoon. And since the Morton County Fair does not have a carnival, the Fair Association really tries hard to do something for everybody. And so Games Galore will have several, I think 5 or 6 inflatables that are free for the taking. Also, the race car simulator will be there. And then a photo booth as well.
Yes. Yeah, lots of fun on Saturday. The race car simulator is always a big hit, and we're going to keep that there a little bit later than the inflatables because it seems like it's something fun for everyone.
Okay, and then we have the chicken supper, which is at 4:30 that evening, and that's, of course, very popular with the Morton County Power Pole as well, and another NDRA rodeo, and then a dance live band. Red Line is the name of the band, and they'll be there starting at 8:30 on Saturday. And then on Sunday, to wrap the fair up, there's lots of things going on with a gospel hour starting at 10:30, a free noon meal at noon, kiddie pedal pole at 11, sponsored by the New Salem Civic Club. Marv Zander will be there. The Ranch Rodeo starts at 1 o'clock. And the entries can be sent to. There's a phone number listed in the fair paper, and booths are released at 2, and the rest of the exhibits at 3. And so we've got lots of things going on. Check out the Morton County Facebook page or the Morton County Fair website for more further information.
Well, and if it sounds like you want to spend the whole weekend there, make sure you check out and get the weekend pass admissions. They're available in New Salem at Security First Bank, at Capital Credit Union, New Salem Senex, and also at Rude's Tesoro. And you can also get them in our office, although it'd probably be easier to get them in New Salem.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, we're going to wrap things up for today, and we'll be back in 2 weeks, the Morton County staff. and come to the Morton County Fair for an enjoyable weekend this coming weekend.
Yes, and when you come, say hello.